Good morning, Becky. If you've driven by an auto dealership lately, it is not your eyes that are fooling you. A lot of them are very sparse. In fact, I've been by a few where you see very few vehicles out there, and that's because there's just a short supply out there. So when we get the August auto sales a little bit later on today, we're not getting them from GM or from some of the other majors, but you will get them from a number of the automakers. And what you're going to see is that the new vehicles at dealerships, on average, they're only there 26 days. We're going to see a rather low new vehicle sales rate. Look how quickly vehicles are selling. This is the number of vehicles at a dealership selling within 10 days. That basically means people have pre-ordered them. They come off the shipment carrier and they're out the door. Almost half the vehicles that were sold in August were there less than 10 days. Huge change compared to August of 2019, and that's been steadily ratcheting higher during the pandemic. New average auto transaction price, a record high, $41,738. And the incentive, you're not getting much of a deal right now. It was down more than $2,100 compared to last year. So let's take a look at Toyota, General Motors, and Ford. And what you're seeing here are stocks that had a really nice move in the beginning of the year. And that's when you heard a lot of talk about EV investments and a lot of optimism about that investment. Since then, they really haven't done much over the last 3 months. By comparison, take a look at the auto dealer stocks. And they have been fairly steady throughout the last year, not only because of optimism that they're going to be doing well on transaction prices for new vehicles, but more importantly, used vehicles, which are going at a record pace right now. So we'll get those numbers a little bit later on, Becky. Bottom line is this. Labor Day used to be the 3, 4, number 5 day in terms of total volume, in terms of a weekend for new vehicle sales. It's not going to be that this year. There's still a lot of people out there looking, but there's just slim pickings if you haven't already done your work in advance, maybe placed an order at a dealership, et cetera.
Hey, Phil, profit margins. For the dealers, you make the good point that, look, it's the used cars that are probably helping them out more than anything. But for the automakers, are their profit margins up or down? Because they're making a lot more, but I would guess they're probably paying more to get the supplies that they are getting that are being delivered.
Oh, their profit margins are up. We saw that in the last quarter. Their profit margins are definitely up. I mean, you're seeing North American profit margins for General Motors and Ford, not at record highs, but pretty darn close to record highs. I haven't checked, but we've seen them all go up for the automakers.
Okay. Phil, thank you. Great to see you. And we'll hear more about this later today.
You too.